Spiky bits. Make sure you stay in the trenches by becoming a supporter over on Patreon and also scoring yourself some free miniature swag in the process. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out our site, spikybits.com, for all the hot hobby tutorials, news, rumors on all your favorite hobby topics. And head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today. What's up, hobby maniacs? Rob Baer here today with a fresh look at a new line of products from a manufacturer, a resin manufacturer out of Eastern Europe, Ukraine specifically, called Wargames Exclusive. Now, we covered them before. I did a little review unboxing. A buddy of mine picked up one of their models after I did an article on Spiky Bits about them, and I was actually able to pick up a whole bunch of miniatures, like a kind of like a slew of various different products that they offer from their alternate line of Imperial soldiers. They got some Mechanicus type stuff, and then they got some Necro Cyborg type stuff, some Chaos, some Orky type stuff. Of course, they all call it something different. You know how the game's played there. But at the end of the day, they make some really great, highly well designed and also well casted, also well packaged miniatures that I think, you know, some of you out there might be really interested in taking a look at. Like the first one, today's video is going to be on sisters and Imperial soldiers. Now I got a bunch of different stuff, and I figured, well, you know what, I'll do a couple of different videos and concentrate on each different brand and give people kind of the feel for basically what they got out there and what they're working on. So here is what they call a battle sister Repentium with a chainsword, which of course, you know, it's basically a sister battle right there. Ooh, let's zoom in a little bit. All right, we're a little bit closer now. So here you can see this is on a 25mm base. It's you know, it's pretty highly well detailed. I mean, you don't see the good quality resin. It looks like they're not using any fillers. You know, got some gates, so they're getting a really good fill on all the parts. I mean, the chains are fantastically detailed. I mean, you can see each individual tooth in this little chainsword right here. Like, I would be surprised if I painted this up and that detail right there survived over, you know, storing it and moving it around. As far as the model goes itself, she's got a pretty dope little pose. I mean, I think she's basically got this behind her. Let's see. Yeah, she's kind of walking forward with it strung behind her, you know, ready to flip out and kind of hit somebody in the face with it, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, it's a great little miniature. It's obviously, you know, appropriately 28mm detailed size for the Grimdark, I feel like. Here is the second one. This is with big chainsword and there you can see very similar to, I guess, Raging Heroes a little bit, like kind of that for Frank Frazetta kind of you know, kind of a feel, grimdarky, but yet still like fantasy kind of feel. I mean, obviously well detailed. You can see each individual tooth here. You can see the gates, all the care they used to make all this sprue. So you got everything filled here with all of the resin. So, I mean, very highly detailed stuff. Great sculpts. I mean, look at that. And it's already got like the divots on the chainsword, so you could do like a chevron or something like that. Obviously a very well endowed female figure, of course, because what else do gamers want besides unrealistically sculpted female figures, right? And speaking of perhaps maybe unrealistic female figures, we have here the pinup, the Imperial Soldier pinup with Flamer. Now their pinup line, similar to, I guess, kind of what Kabuki does out there, it's not exactly, you know, super good for gaming as far as poses go, but it is what it is. It's a pinup. It's something you paint up, you put it on a shelf to kind of look at. Maybe not as functional in game there, right? So there's the pinup, and you can see obviously another very well endowed female miniature, of course, a little flamer tank in the ground right there, and then of course she's holding her flamer. Something like this. Actually, I don't know how it goes. Oh, she's holding it down. Okay, so she's kind of just like chilling with it. That's cool. And then there's a little piece here that hooks onto the back. So very, oh yeah, right there. So very good, very well. Another finely sculpted miniature. That is the female Imperial Soldier with pinup, or Imperial pinup with Flamer. And then we got another pinup, which of course these all come with their bases, and again, you can check out the detail in there. That could be brick, that could be wood, something like that. This gun's pretty hilarious. It's kind of, it says like combi, what is this, combi weapon, but it almost looks like a super soaker to me. I feel like, man, whatever happened to super soakers? I really miss those. So you can tell here, another highly detailed miniature. I mean, this is super small. I mean, you can look at my finger. I feel like I have an average size hand, right? That is super small, and it's highly detailed. I mean, look at the little eagle. You got little dots in the combi part of the weapon, the barrels. Nothing is oversized because it was not sculpted by hand, so they can scale everything down. Just very well detailed, and she's just kind of kicking it. Sitting there, another female soldier, pin up, of course. And it looks like she's kind of just kind of kicking it, holding this. Oh, it's upside down in the ground. I see. Oh, okay. So there you go. She's kind of just chilling with her gun, you know, just waiting for orders. Hey, I'm just gonna sit here for a minute, you know. It's hot out. We need to cool off. Now, of course, everybody's favorite when it comes to female soldiers, I feel like, is a commissar model, right? Right? Am I right? And this is a female commissar with grenade launcher, which really got my brain pan going, because I don't know if, how many of you out there remember, but Games Workshop did a limited edition female Inquisitor, and then they also did a limited edition Catachan with grenade launcher. So hey, why not combine them both into one miniature, right? And another great sculpted base here. It's got some rebar coming out, you know, some piping, some blasted grimdark debris right there, and of course, you know, well, we got a commissar. She's got a trench coat. Obviously, it's you know, it's hot out, so you know they had to cut it a little low, you know, so she can cool off, so to speak. And there's her cape, and of course the commissar hat. And then you've got what is it? Oh, there's how it goes. Some of these I'm just looking at for the first time. I didn't want to research them all up on. There it is. So there's her grenade launcher, and oh, there's another piece in there. Sometimes it's hard to tell what's fly. Oh, cool! Look at that. It's like a saber. So she's got a little command saber thing right there. This is a really cool miniature. Like, I could see them selling a lot of these ones right here. I mean, look at that blade. It's got a little notch in it right there. It's got knurling on the blade hilt. I mean, this thing is small, and it is so well detailed. Like, I mean, this is amazing stuff. Now, there's other companies out there that put out a very similar product, you know, and they're all great stuff, but when it comes down to the end of the day, it's all about the detail. The devil is always in the details for me, and if you're not going to spend the time on the details, then I'm not really interested in purchasing your product, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get, like, ham fingers and, like, ham hands and, you know, just have a good sculpted miniature otherwise. These are, what is this? Relics of Saint Brothers. It looks like almost stuff that you're gonna put on a vehicle. Like this right here would fit like on a rhino, and it's almost like a dude like kind of all bundled up and like, well, it looks like he has a spike through his body, a couple of them. Obviously very well detailed. You can see the rib cage there, you can see the skeleton where they got it locked down here, and basically the arms are like ratcheted down. Some kind of loincloth or like some sort of trench coat or canvas bagging keeping them down there. Another one right here, more decomposed, but it looks like it lays flat, so you can put these on top of vehicles or on terrain itself. Another one right here that's slightly bent, so it almost looks like you could put that around a pole and kind of hang it up. And then you got this one right here, it's just straight like basically crucifixion style, I feel like, right there, and it almost looks like he isn't dead. So really cool little casualty markers, or you know, something to kind of adorn your rhinos, whether your Sisters of Battle maybe, or Chaos, you know, well, we all know how Chaos do what Chaos do. And so that is the Imperial Relics of Saint Brother. And then they got this cool little line, or a couple of miniatures. They're little bikes, and I kind of dig them. I don't know how some of you out there might feel, but this is, what is this called? This is a female Inquisitor with Revenge Wing bike. Ooh, Revenge Wing. Alright, so here's the bike itself, and you're kind of like, wait, what? It's like, what? So, it's a little different. You've got this front here, which is the actual front of the bike, right? So it's kind of like that locomotive with like a little bolter action right there. Okay, cool, I'm digging it. Then you got the back, and then it locks in right there. So it's like two parts and it glues together, okay? But then you're like, wait, where's the other wheel? Well, the wheel goes back here, so it's kind of like some of those motorbikes you see out there with the kick wheel, right? Or I forget what that's called, but basically the wheel is pushed out the back. I think it's a wheelie or some wheelie wheel. I don't know the exact term. So basically, you know, when you do a wheelie, you aren't like flipping your bike over or whatever. So here you go. Apparently, the female Inquisitors like to do a lot of wheelies, so they got to be on their game right there. So there's the bike, and then you've got these double kind of plasma thingies, which of course you could use as plasma talons. and those lock in on both sides, and then there's a little hose. So now you're probably like, oh, okay, I get it. This is kind of like a combo between like Tron and like Ravenwing and all sorts of different stuff, and it's got the eagle on there. But where's the driver go, right? Because the driver's like, wait, what? Well, the driver, and it's in this little protected baggie, because again, really small miniature in here and very well detailed. And there's a couple different parts. It looks like there's a little handlebar. Yeah, it's a little handlebar part right there. Looks like another little handlebar part for the arm. So it looks like the model itself kind of sits right in here, like a so. Like a so, I sit in there. Oh, okay, and so she's kind of cantered towards the back. Oh, okay, I get it. So this is really neat looking. So it's almost like, kind of like got that Infinity feel right now, right? So this is a really neat little like very inspired kind of bike from a lot of different game systems and a lot of different like genres out there. And then you put on the little handlebars, and I'm sure, judging by the 3D sculpts and designs of this thing, I'm sure it glues together very, very well, very easily. So that's kind of like an alternate bike. And then they have their second bike, which is called, what is this thing called? Death Cruiser bike, okay. Because, I mean, why not? When you go cruising in the grimdark future, there's nothing like going death cruising, I feel like. So, I want to baggy this thing up right here. Because a lot of this stuff I actually send out at the end of the month. Everything I review, you know, and get in here, I usually send out to patrons at the end of the month. So I want to make sure I don't lose any parts for whoever is going to get the Revenge Wing bike. Dun dun dun. So, oh, and it comes with a base too, which is pretty dope. Again, now it is I want to say new because this was new back in the day, but now it's the old. It's not. Now they've gone to more oval design. So here's just got a little bit of gravel and stuff there, and a little piece of road kind of stamped into it right there, so you could, you know, have it kind of revving up or have it like coming down, or some stamped texture into the terrain here. So very well detailed. Nothing, I mean, there's enough flat area that you can attach stuff to it, but it's not to the point where it's you know, it lost in detail because it is flat, kind of like maybe how we saw with those GW bases, which a lot of people are on the fence about. So there's the Revenge Wing bike, and then we have the Death Cruiser bike. Here it is. Now this thing really is another really cool looking bike. It's kind of like a twist between the conventional bike, but with a lot more grimdark styling on it, I feel like. Now the rider is one piece, and it's also only got like one piece little weapon right here. But what's cool about it is it's got a lot of different stuff, and I feel like it's a more traditional style. Oh, and there's one handlebar right there. So I feel like it's more traditional style than what we're kind of used to with the 40Ks. So you've got your bike, your wheels are the normal style. So you got a wheel in the back, wheel in the front, right? So it's kind of like this action right here. So it's more of a traditional look to the bike, right? So there's that, but it's got the stacks up, kind of like it's a Rhino or like a Dreadnought or something. But you put this cowl on the front, so you almost, it starts looking like a little Gothic cruiser, right? So you see what I'm saying right there? So they give you the same wheel for both, right? I think they just cast it one wheel, but you gotta, like, you know, you're gonna have to glue it together so it locks in. They give you plenty of room to clear it, and then this thing goes on the front, and you're gonna have to do a little bit of work here because it is tight, but the tolerances aren't ridiculous that it wouldn't work. But basically that's how that goes. And then you've got this weapon, which could be a plasma cannon, could be a whatever you want it to be, I guess plasma talon, depending if you want to use Samael. So there's that, and it locks in right there, and then you've got that part there, and then you've got the driver or pilot herself, which is just kind of gadding with a little bolt pistol. I like this model. It's very similar to Captain Haley from War Machine, I feel like. It's very Captain Haley because she's got that, you know, kind of like that cloak and that cape, maybe a little Elspeth, kind of from Magic, I guess, a little bit, maybe. And then she's locked on right there with that handlebar. So the separate handlebar goes over there. So I'm wondering if they have some different riders and such that you could lock on here, because if they give you the extra pieces, then you could use this for just about any rider. Now you can tell it's a little bit small. I'm not sure if Space Marines would fit on here separately, but just to give you an idea of how all that works, it is, as far as that goes, Space Marine appropriate size, but you might not be able to get a pilot on there. So, man, there's just some really cool looking stuff here from Wargames Factory. They've really come on strong. You can tell they're partnering with the studio. This isn't somebody just like putting stuff off, you know, one by one. They're using some really good high quality 3D sculpting. On the back of the packaging, it says that they're using smooth on resin, and I would imagine they're also using it for their sculpts, because smooth on actually is exactly what Forge World uses, and that's what the smooth on people actually told me. They're actually based here in America, in eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey area. A lot of great folks there, really, you know, helping the hobby out for those times you want to make more than one, so to speak. So there you have it, some really great companies from America to Eastern Europe doing great stuff for the hobby, from sculpting to actually supplying all the things we need to make to get these miniatures into hobbyist hands all over the world. So make sure you check out Wargames Exclusive Grim Skull Miniatures line over on their site right now.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.